Some secrets are buried deep, and some are written in bone. Deep in Hungary, at a place called Mözs, archaeologists found something truly strange, a 5th century cemetery. But this wasn't just any old graveyard. The people buried here carried a shocking secret, a deliberate mark left on their very skeletons. What was it? Find out tonight on Documentify TV. What they found was startling. Skulls, not as nature formed them, but intentionally, dramatically elongated. This wasn't an isolated case. Of the 96 individuals discovered, an incredible 51, more than half, bore this striking modification. It's the highest concentration of such skulls ever found in Central Europe. The story of Mözs begins around the 5th century, a turbulent period in European history. The Roman Empire's influence was waning, and new peoples were on the move. Isotopic analysis of the remains at Mözs points to a new group arriving, individuals distinct from the local population, perhaps about 12 people, different, foreign, integrating into the existing community. This was a time of great migration, of upheaval, as people searched for stability, perhaps protection, with the Huns making their presence felt across Pannonia. These newcomers didn't just arrive. They brought with them traditions that would leave an indelible mark. 2 practices stand out: the very intentional elongation of skulls and a distinct way of burying their dead, accompanied by grave goods, items placed in the grave with the deceased. But how did they achieve such a transformation? The skulls themselves offer clues. Clear signs like depressions are visible. The consensus among researchers is that tight bandage wrappings were used, applied during infancy and early childhood. When the skull bones are still soft, malleable, and growing, the constant gentle pressure would gradually reshape the head, leading to the distinctive elongated braincase. We even have specific examples, like an adult woman whose skull clearly shows the marks from being bound when she was young. The pressing question then is why? Why endure or subject your children to such an extreme practice? The most widely accepted theory connects it to social status. This dramatic alteration was likely a way to mark people out, to visually distinguish an elite or a specific group within the community. It was about making status physically, undeniably obvious, literally part of the person, a powerful tool for societies to create and maintain hierarchies. And this was no fleeting fashion. The evidence at Mözs shows elongated skulls across 3 distinct generations buried in this single cemetery. This underscores just how important and lasting this tradition was for them. Is there a link between these elongated skulls and wealth or power? While not every elongated skull is found with lavish items, some certainly are. Consider grave 43. A young girl, her skull intentionally elongated, was buried with a necklace, earrings, even a comb and glass beads. These aren't the possessions of an average community member. It points towards that connection between physical modification and social standing. The Mözs cemetery, however, wasn't a homogeneous community. It reveals a microcosm of cultural shifts. We see evidence of at least 3 groups represented in the burials. First, the original inhabitants, whose customs reflected some lingering Roman influence from the preceding era. Then, this new foreign group arrives, bringing with them the skull elongation and their specific grave goods traditions. And fascinatingly, a third group emerges, displaying a mixture, a blend of both the older, Roman-influenced traditions and the newer customs brought by the foreign group. You can literally see the cultural interaction and mixing in their burial practices. This site provides a valuable window into how communities adapted and transformed as the Roman Empire faded, and new peoples migrated and settled in Pannonia. Now, to be clear, intentional skull modification wasn't unique to Mözs or even Hungary. It's a global phenomenon, found in many different cultures and time periods across Central and Eastern Europe and beyond. But Mözs is special. The sheer number of elongated skulls found in this one place, the largest documented for Central Europe, makes it a key site for understanding this specific manifestation of the practice. So, what is the main takeaway from Mözs Dulu? It offers a compelling glimpse into a community at a crossroads, navigating enormous changes. This striking physical modification, the skull elongation, likely became a profoundly important way to signal social standing, perhaps group identity, in a world that was rapidly and often violently changing around them. That's it for today's video, folks. See you next time, right here on Documentify TV.